And a good Saturday morning to you, Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights, VELCO Weather Hazards Forecaster. This weather video is driven by 802cars.com. It represents 802 Toyota, Twin City Subaru, 802 Honda, all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. Currently looking at some fog across the northeast United States, but a fairly tranquil scenario as a ridge of higher pressure jets in. We have jet stream energy that'll be pushing in for a frontal system that'll be rather stringy and coming in a little bit more unsettled, and this particular system not as strong as the last go-around that produced some showers and thunderstorms back around the middle part of last week. However, it will drag a cold front through, and we'll see some sporadic showers and a couple isolated thunderstorms that could arrive as early as the overnight period, Saturday night and early Sunday morning right across the border, and then set up potentially some late day shower and thunderstorm activity associated with the leftovers of this frontal system tracking through parts of southern Vermont. Both of these, however, look fairly benign, and we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. However, there will be a more robust batch of showers and thunderstorms with a wiggling frontal system with several different waves along the front that is setting up, it looks like, late in the period. This mostly affecting as early as Tuesday night, but two dry days just ahead of that, and then basically Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night into Friday, and Friday night, all of that exits out, and then probably dry weather setting up for next weekend beyond this period. Let's take a look at the incrementals with the European model next. And what you're looking at here is the incremental models of the European. This is valid about 3 o'clock on Saturday. We have a nice area of higher pressure, fairly tranquil conditions. A little bit of cloud cover makes it in late in the day, but we should see decent solar generation during all of today on Saturday. This is the weather system to our north that we were talking about. It's going to swing in that frontal system, and it looks like it just barely gets into the St. Lawrence Valley in very far northern border areas of Quebec. This will be valid tomorrow morning, probably about daybreak or just thereafter. And then we'll see that off and on light shower activity, nothing projected to be very heavy, kind of work on through, and then a weak area of higher pressure begins to develop by the time we get into Sunday night. There's a little secondary disturbance on Sunday night that kind of rolls on through, and latest indications are this is probably going to be more centered across the southern areas and maybe a little bit into central parts of Vermont, and mostly rain showers. And then by Monday, we're looking at this area of higher pressure up here beginning to ridge in and combine, and for a better situation here as that area of higher pressure builds in. You note how cold it is up in the northern parts of Quebec, starting to see some temperatures actually below 0 degrees Celsius at 850 hectopascal, indicating some colder air aloft. That definitely reinforces these areas of higher pressure, and so decent ridging probably by Monday night and into the day on Tuesday. And then once that begins to pull away, we'll start to see that return flow, a little bit more of the Bermuda high, which kind of juts out fairly to the west, and it's going to pick up some of this moisture. We also have a tropical system that's going to work up the Mexican coast and into Texas. It's fairly weak, not looking at a giant system there. There's a much better system that will be affecting, coming off West Africa, and Cape Verde storm. That could be a big one, but well beyond the period here. Gfs Ensemble looks like this with the 3-hourly QPF. This is our next big weather maker on Wednesday, and that has a tendency to dry things out and then get a little bit more active at that point in time. Now, the way the QPF is showing up right now, the total amounts here, like this. Latest model run is the blue, so you can see it's trending back just a little bit. And the Weather Prediction Center 7-day total quantitative precipitation forecast, or accumulated totals, you can see the heaviest amounts here are the blue at 1 inch, and then above 1.5 inches across the St. Lawrence Valley and into parts of New York State. However, things dry out further to the south and east as you head toward New England's coast. Switching to temperature and taking a look at that, we have temperatures slightly cooler than normal across a good portion of the eastern seaboard, a little bit above normal across Quebec, and some heat taking place across the western part of the country. This is going to be overspreading all of the region. Gfs Ensemble 2-meter temperatures look like this, starting out a little bit on the cool side, a little bit of a dip, and then we have a kind of a trend here that's going to warm us up just a little bit. Looking at the Gfs Ensemble dew point temperatures, they look like this. You can see a little bit of a dip here once drier air makes it in, but this gets up close to about 60 degrees by the time we hit Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, and then a drop, and then so there's not a lot of agreement here, it looks like, in the modeling, at least with the Gfs Ensemble. This is a convective available potential energy, and overlaying that with shear. You can see some very strong shear, but this is when high pressure is going to be occurring, and should be dry at this point. However, we start to see pretty good continuation of winds aloft at anywhere between 30 and about 45 knots, and then a drop as we head in toward next weekend. And a quick look at precipitable water with up and down oscillations indicating some frontal boundaries swinging on through. Meteorological output statistics look like this, and as I mentioned, that warmth is spreading across the country and into the northeast United States, so temperatures headed above normal, and the coolish weather we've been seeing is going to come to an end, and we're going to go back into a little bit more humidity as well. And 3 days after that, for the meteorological output statistics here, 3 to 7 days out from the Weather Prediction Center, the mean weighted high temperatures are shown here 6 degrees above normal. Systems that I'll be watching here is this tropical depression that's off of west of the Yucatan and the Bay of Campeche, and then another system. This is going to be a big strong one, and it's going to take a long time before it gets to the Lesser Antilles. That could be around the 21st or so of September. The graphical tropical weather outlook for 5 days, and this is the one to watch here that could be interesting. And then a second disturbance later on. We're looking at this system here coming up into the Texas coast along the Mexican coast. And last but not least, the European ensemble handles this quite good. So watching the West African system, that's going to be the main threat. It's this first one shoots off north of the Cape Verde Islands. It's the one south of the Cape Verdes that's going to make it to the Lesser Antilles. And you can see the dates and times here. This is valid this coming Friday, so already beyond the period. And then around the 21st, this is something that could be in the cards for us. We'll have to keep a close eye on it, but this is a Cape Verde storm. It looks like it'll be well established as a fairly intense hurricane, as maximum winds here in the redder shades here between 70 and 80 knots. This far out for a 51-member ensemble, that's fairly significant, something to watch. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights, thanks for watching.